Before we even start, let us get something very important straight. It is very normal for politicians to have spies on their political opponents in a circle. That's very normal. It does not mean that if you have a spy on the opposite camp, you're evil. No, it is very normal. It is just that some people are better at this than others. For instance, in 2017, Jubilee had a spy right inside the NASA principles. Oh, you're surprised. You shouldn't be. Raila Odinga has been in politics for a very long time and is very tight, has always been, very close to quite a number of key people within Jubilee. And in 2017, some of these people were in press conferences, press briefings, insulting Raila. But you can bet your last lunch that some of these people, the most vocal, were also passing key information back to Raila and the NASA principles. Anybody who has been in politics long enough will tell you, boring, that's very normal. But I'm also sure that many on this channel listening into the show today have their mouths so wide open that many flies can fly in. You can pause the video and give yourself a few seconds to recover from the shock. Now, on today's show, we'll be talking about spies at the highest level of politics. But anybody who has vied even for parliamentary seat, even for MCA, will tell you stories about spies that will leave you shocked. You know, there are certain women who make a very good living. In fact, they become instant millionaires when general elections come. You know, most Kenyan men don't have morals. So let's not even talk about politicians or people going into politics. Please, let us not go there. So what happens is that these very beautiful, seductive women worm their way into people's lives, even the candidate himself. And you know, women were created to melt men. In case you didn't know, even very hard men, very strong men, melt in the hands of a woman. And they quickly release information they should not release. Go back to the Bible and read the story of a very strong man, maybe the strongest man who ever lived, a man called Samson. Samson released information that he knew very well would finish him to a woman. Anyway, for 2022, the stakes are very, very high. Maybe higher than they have ever been in the history of politics in the country called Kenya. Armed with this information, what do you expect? And to make matters worse, our politicians are currently broke. Oh yes, you don't know? You know the government has no money. Allowances are delayed. And you know these people feed on their allowances. They get frequent payments for mileage. These politicians are the same people who own quite a number of businesses that have been hit very hard by the crisis, the pandemic crisis. These politicians used to receive huge sums of money from businessmen, who are now confused, who are now on a go slow as a result of the pandemic. Money has dried up for politicians. That is a fact. And in Kenya we have this politician who's vying for the presidency in 2022 who never runs out of money, or so people believe. Now, already with that kind of information, you will know the party in Kenya that will be hit hardest, or that has been hit hardest already, by having too many spies for the opposite side, right in the middle of that party. And that party is, let me pronounce it like a cow, ODM. When Kalonzo Musyoka ran away, confiscated the ODM registration certificate, forcing Raila Odinga to buy another ODM party. There were two ODMs. Kalonzo Musyoka's was called ODM Kenya, and Raila Odinga's was called ODM Party. Those are the two ODMs that went into the 2007 controversial elections. It is rumored that ODM Kenya, Kalonzo's outfit, were forced to change the name of the party to Wiper. The reason was most of their supporters had a problem pronouncing their favorite political party's name, ODM. And that is why the name was changed to Wiper. Wiper is also okay. Anyway, we currently have only one ODM. That's the party which is hardest hit, with spies in every corner. And if you still don't believe me, let us briefly go back to 2017, our last general elections, and look at the story of a legislator called Aisha Jumwa from the coast. The legislator who became famous for her catchphrase after the fiddled elections of 2017, when she said, or she popularized the expression, lazima kieleweke. But even as she was doing that, many people hawakuelewa msimamo wake vizuri. She's a DP Ruto man. Has always been, since before the 2017 general elections. Another example, former KTN reporter, journalist, one of the best investigative reporters the country has ever produced, Muhammad Ali Jichopevu. He tried very hard to get an ODM ticket, to run for the Nyali seat, Coast, which was perceived then to be an ODM stronghold. And he was getting all kinds of problems. Even I was fooled. I couldn't understand why people like Ali Hassan Joho were fighting so hard to rig Muhammad Ali out of the ODM ticket. Well, today we know why. Muhammad Ali has always been a DP Ruto man. And there are many other politicians within ODM who are under suspicion. And it is made worse by the current political situation, the current political setup we have in the country. Some politicians believe that the next president of Kenya is going to be DP Ruto. And so isn't it only natural that some politicians within ODM would want to make sure that if the tide turns, they're okay, they still come out on top. Some people call Raila Odinga a dictator in the way he runs affairs within ODM, playing his cards very close to his chest. But I think today you can understand part of the reason why he has to play his politics like that. Because you can never be sure who you're confiding in. You can easily find that the sensitive information you're giving out gets to the opposite political camp before you can even say Allah. Now, on this public channel, I don't have the luxury of naming names without verifying from a second source of information. However, I know it is highly likely that some of us will release those names in the comments area below. You know, there was a very evil man who passed on recently. And I did a weekly intelligence briefings where I released some of the information about the man. But then, subscribers to my WIB released other information that I was not able to release. Highly sensitive, but difficult to verify. Yeah. Which further illustrated just how evil this man was. But there's a lot of other highly sensitive information, fully verified, in my weekly intelligence briefings. Just listen in to get a rough idea. While I try my very best to give you real value on this public channel and to give you all the valuable information I can, the truth is, there's some information that is way too sensitive to share on this public channel. That information usually ends up in my weekly intelligence briefings, which is usually moto kama pasi. Just to give you a few examples, what really happened to former President of Tanzania, Dr. John Pombe Magufuli? Is it true that he passed on at a Nairobi hospital? Actually, the Magufuli inside story is nothing short of mind-boggling. Most people who have taken in my WIB number 52, which contains this information, have been left breathless. Even the most hardened cynics have been left bila words, if I can put it in the Kenyan way. Another example of a WIB that I published recently. There is a secret that those who are close to Raila Odinga have guarded and continue to guard with everything they have. Why is this particular secret so sensitive? And what is it anyway? It is contained in one of my WIBs. In fact, a recent one. And there's much more, including things you'd never imagine that are happening in the corridors of power that neatly explain what we see unfolding in the public domain. Bottom line, you will never look at Kenyan politics in the same way again after you become a WIB subscriber. Indeed, it is true to say that in most instances, the truth is stranger than fiction, and sometimes much more difficult to believe than fiction. But it remains the naked truth. And now you have a golden opportunity of becoming a weekly intelligence briefing subscriber on a monthly basis, which will automatically give you access to every single WIB ever produced. Oh yes, I will send you all the WIBs immediately you become a subscriber. And to become a monthly subscriber, all you need is $9.95 only, or Kenya shillings 995 only. Simply send a blank email to the email address you see on your screens right now, and you'll get an automated response via email instantly, within seconds, with full payment instructions and what you need to do. The same full payment instructions are also included in the description area below this video on YouTube. I strongly recommend that you go for it, because this offer will not last for much longer. I really look forward to seeing you on the other side as a WAB subscriber. Thanks so much for your support. It means a lot to me. And I'm saying that very sincerely from the bottom of my heart. I look forward to seeing you on the other side as a WAB subscriber. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.